dirt. Madeira Bay dirt is all scraped. The test piling should be going in probably today from what I hear. So you have to drive these pilings all the way down until you hit the strong substrate in the rock. The question is how far down, right? So some lots you go down 12 feet, you hit it, some 15, some 30, some 60, some 90, right? So you don't know. When you first buy a piece of property on the beaches to develop on, one of the first things you do is you do a soil test to find out kind of what organics are there and what the strength of the dirt actually is. And then you can do a test piling to see how far down you're actually really going to have to go. All the constructions, everything's done. Now it's just a question of driving that first piling in and making sure all the calculations are correct. This piece of property was not dredged. It's a natural piece of the beach. It's always been there. Typically, you're going to drive about 30 feet down until you hit the solid rock. And which is kind of fun. When we start driving pilings, we'll go out there and watch it. Because it's an earth-moving experience. Literally, you feel the piling go doom, doom, taps in, taps in, taps in, taps in. And when it hits the earth rock, it goes boom, and it shakes the entire area. And it just boom, boom. It shakes everything around it. So the next door neighbors don't really appreciate this process, but it's actually part of how it needs to happen. So in essence, if there were ever a major crazy ass storm, which takes all the sand away, the buildings will still be standing because they'll be anchored into the rock down there. So once it starts rolling, and the slabs poured and they start going vertical, it's really fun to watch the process. It looks, there's phases where it looks really fast and there's phases where it looks really slow. And but it is what it is. It'll be a 12 to 14 month max build out because the contractor has major penalties if he doesn't get it done within 14 months. We only have a few units left, but we're still gonna do the best job we can for those few units. And to me still, they're the best buys anywhere on the beaches because they pay for themselves, which is a really cool way to be able to sell something out on the beaches. So that's Madeira Bay. I take everybody at their word because of the trust that's earned over time. And you just spend the time helping people and you never have to worry about it. And Dad always teaches us, help enough people get what they want and you never have to worry about anything for yourself. So when we go through the process, whatever they need help during the zoning hearings, you want to get some people there in support of the project, you want to start whatever they need, you just help. Because once you kind of build your tribe and get everybody on the same page and just help, you got good people, help good people, do good things. And you never have to worry about the money because you're coming from it from a real place and you know that you're helping. And could you get screwed every once in a while? Yep. Do you? Sometimes. But in the grand thing, who cares? It doesn't really matter. You help people along the way and it always comes back to you. Good true case in point was with 2 days ago, looking at a piece of property with a guy that if you were to ask me a few years ago, I would never have ever talked to this person again in my life because of the way he handled his business. And as a byproduct, screwed us out of a very large project. And I was like, you know what? It doesn't do anything from an energy-wise to get too pissed off about it, so you kind of let it go. When you let seven-figure things go, though, it's still there somewhat, right? So as you just evolve and realize it doesn't do you any good, this shit happened, it is what it is, and then you still just, let things go. Saw your text, I just couldn't quite get it, so fill me in.
All of those people are in the game right now.
Now in this business, as an agent, you get deals, you think you got a deal, you lose a deal. You get a deal, you think it's going to close, it doesn't close. Sometimes people die, sometimes things happen, some deals fall apart. People decide not to sell, people decide not to buy. People go buy a new Jaguar and screw up their debt ratios and they can't get their financing. So there's tons of ups and downs, but as you learn as an agent, the biggest lesson is next, right? When deals blow up, when things screw up, it wasn't ever going to happen anyway, and you didn't lose anything because you never had anything to begin with. So that's the big issue. When you get attached to the outcome of a deal, you're dead. The minute you start getting attached to the outcome on a transaction, you're absolutely dead because your brain starts to kick into a weird gear of attachment to something that you don't even have yet. So if you got a deal closing 35 days from now and you're going to make $28,000 commission, your brain starts saying, I got $28,000, what am I going to go do with it? I can pay this off, I can buy this, I can do this, I can go there. And then you start living in this reality that hasn't happened yet, which is called a hallucination, right? And then what happens is if the deal blows up, now you're pissed. But how could you be pissed of losing something? You didn't have it, so how could you lose it? You never had it. So it's an interesting concept to get your brain into that mindset of whatever.
Get the money and the deposits done unrefundable right now, either today or tomorrow, to have them done.
Who's best in your mind to get it? And just kind of float down that river and just let things happen the way they're going to happen. They're going to happen that way anyway, so why stress out about it? So the whole point is, if you've got one deal and you're really attached to that one deal, you're in deep trouble, because when that one deal blows up, you're screwed, right? So the key is you got to have that pipeline. You got to talk to people every single day. If you got 4 or 5 deals pending, you lose 1 or 2, whatever, right? If you have 1 and you lose 1, not whatever. So what you need to do is make sure you constantly have 2, 3, 4, 5 deals working at all times. And then when you're unattached to the outcome, you'd be amazed how much of a better place you come from, and serving the agents and serving the clients and just dealing with the transaction and not being attached to the outcome. You do your best, make sure everybody gets what they want, and sometimes it happens, sometimes they don't, whatever. So that's an interesting place to get to, and my advice is get to there as soon as humanly possible, because it reaches every other aspect of your life. And just deal with it, enjoy the process, have enough pipeline so you don't really care. If you don't have enough pipeline, you know what to go do. Go talk to some more freaking people. That's it. And talk to people you know, talk to people you don't know, see who's buying or selling, go talk to them, treat them right, do what they need, help them, put them under contract. It closes or it doesn't. Do it again, 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 until you get enough money to fund the lifestyle you want to be living for you and your family. That's it. Real estate in a nutshell. All right, let me know when you need me and where. I'm there.
All right.
See you,
Thanks,
bud.
Jeff.
Bye.
Bye.